Yes, guys, it's true. We just got our first piece of real estate in the US. I am incredibly happy, but also incredibly scared. It's been 8 years since we've lived here, and I always wanted to get into the real estate game, but we couldn't really afford anything with these prices these days. So in this video, I'm going to share our thought process around getting our first real estate, and I will tell you everything about our plans for it, where it is, and of course, I'm gonna show you some footage from that place. But before we dive into more details, I would like to thank 10web AI website builder for sponsoring this video. It amazes me how much AI simplifies processes in 2024. When I started my first company in 2011, we had to hire expensive web development agency to create a website for us. Later on, when we started LinguaTrip, we had to have IT specialists in-house because there was always something going on that they had to fix, even a small text on a website. But now with AI, a website creation process has been sped up dramatically. Let me show you one of the best solutions for building a website with AI. This is 10web AI website builder that allows you to generate a comprehensive, fully functional WordPress website from just a prompt. Here's how it works. You answer a few straightforward questions about your business. You let the 10web AI do its magic, generating personalized content and images based on your prompt. You can easily tweak and customize your content and images to align with your unique vision and add as many pages as you want. 10web offers a diverse selection of AI design templates, so you'll have plenty to choose from. 10web ensures a hassle-free experience by fully managing all the technical aspects of the platform, including hosting, backups, security, and scalability. This is a unique solution that will work for you even if you don't know anything about coding. I'll leave a link to 10web AI website builder below this video so you can check it out, build your first website, and become amazed by how easy it is to build a website in 2024. Now let's get back to talking real estate. Now, in an ideal world, I would love to own a place where my family lives. But the problem these days is, in a lot of places, it is more expensive to have a mortgage versus paying rent. And yes, you can argue, Marina, if you own a house, the equity growth, but let me just give you a few numbers. We live in a house that costs $4 million. We pay $8,000 in rent. Our owner pays around $25,000 in mortgage payments. Now, he got his mortgage a few years ago, so maybe it's $22,000, $23,000. I don't know, but the thing is, he also manages everything that's happening to this house. Today, we had issue with hot water, so he had to call specialists to deal with it. Every month, something happens. He has to improve something in the backyard because the insurance asks for it. And we ended up realizing that with a house where we live, it's a lot easier for us to just rent it because for $8K, we get a big house. I get a few places where I can film my videos. Our daughter is going to start a free public school this year, and I won't have to pay like $30,000 or $40,000 for private education. So it just makes sense for us to live in this nice area and rent here. But of course, when I see everyone owning a piece of real estate and when I see that real estate prices rise by 7 or 8% every year, I really don't want to miss out on this, and I have some cash that I want to invest. So my first step was to get a mortgage. I got a $1.5 million mortgage a couple years ago, and I started looking in the area. So, and you remember that short that went super viral when I found a house for $1.5 million in Mountain View. Of course, we're not gonna get anything like that. And then slowly I realized that 1.5 wouldn't really get us a place where we really want to live full time. So I started talking to investors, and I found out that there are certain areas where you can rent out your property on Airbnb, and your Airbnb income will cover your mortgage payments. So my next step was to start looking for those places. Looks like in California, almost impossible. Like, if you find a good area, Airbnb rules, they're just very strict and you can't really make a business there. And they're also going to introduce another tax next year, so we decided to look out of state. We started to look at Florida, we started to look at Hawaii, and in October we went to Hawaii, to Big Island, and I met a real estate agent who is also managing Airbnbs for other people. He's managing his own Airbnbs. And we started touring some properties and we just fell in love with Big Island, and we decided to look for an Airbnb there. As part of my research, I watched a lot of videos. I talked to a lot of people who own Airbnbs, and the main metrics that I looked at was AirDNA ranking. Now, when we came to Hawaii in October, we kept coming to this one place called Maunalani, and they have a beautiful 5-star hotel, and we just love the beaches, the snorkeling there, like the whole vibe. It's so relaxed, the climate is amazing. You don't feel like in the US, because for me, I'm used to California, I'm used to, you know, traveling to New York and other places, but this felt more like Maldives, maybe Thailand, but also with the US infrastructure, with Costco, with all of the American stores and American healthcare. And that was factor number one. When I look at real estate, I always ask myself, would I come here with my family? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Our kids loved it there. And yes, this might not sound too professional from the real estate perspective, because investors will tell you just look at the numbers. But for me, because again, this is a passion project. This is not something I do just to, you know, invest and preserve money, preserve capital. This is something that I want to do because I'm genuinely interested in real estate. So that was factor number one. Factor number two, of course, economics. Something that we looked at was AirDNA, and AirDNA gives this place a 98 out of 100 score, which is one of the best in the US. And if you look at the data and compare our property with similar properties, it looks like rental income is going to cover our mortgage payments. So fingers crossed for that, guys. And number three was, of course, talking to people who are already doing that on Big Island. And again, everything looks great on paper, but that doesn't help me being scared about this new level of life. But I just want to be honest with you guys because it's a big step for us. And there is also another thing I wanted to talk about. As a creator, if you don't make videos, if I stop making videos, if I stop taking brand deals, then there's basically zero money left for me to pay my team. And a couple months ago, I shared that I took a 6-week vacation this year and my income just went down. And it was scary. And this is when I decided that, okay, we're gonna go into real estate. We're gonna go into some forms of passive income that are not going to depend on just me constantly posting. So the goal with this Airbnb project is not for me to promote it on this channel. Of course, I'm gonna tell you everything about how we renovated, how we decorated. I talked to a couple of creators who have their own Airbnbs, and they told me most of their traffic still comes from different rental platforms. And so we ended up buying a condo in Hawaii. This is the footage that my husband took. I haven't been there yet because we just returned from Dubai. I had to stay home with my kids, and we had a couple of weeks before Christmas to go there, so my husband volunteered to go there and take a look. It's a 3-bedroom condo, which is already listed on VRBO. It has 4.9 stars, which is perfect. And they left everything for us, including bikes, including all the furniture. So the plan is, once we finalize the deal, it's gonna go straight onto the rental market. And when we have gaps in bookings, we'll start renovating. And this is gonna be like the whole new project for me because I'm going to start working with furniture brands. I want to make the experience of staying in this Airbnb shoppable, so you fall in love with the tea that we provide or with toiletries, so you could order them instantly online. Because imagine how you come to this beautiful 5-star hotel and you like something and you want to own something similar to bring this experience back home. So I want to do something similar in our Airbnb. Of course, there are a lot of things that we will need to do there. And this is a resort area, so it comes with a short-term rental permit. This is basically an area where people own second homes. There are not too many residents. Most of these units are used for several months a year by owners, and the rest of the time they're rented. And they're managed like a hotel. So you have everything on the property. They take care of, you know, the lawns, the swimming pool, the gym, the grill, like everything is taken care of, which is super important for me because I won't be able to travel there all the time and, you know, deal with things like, I don't know, leakage or whatever. Again, when I talk to people here and when I learn everything about taxes, and I see how people buy a piece of real estate every year just because it allows them to not pay taxes at all because there are so many write-offs. I'm like, okay, we really need to dig deeper. And again, I am super scared because I have so many what ifs. Yes, the interest rates are super high now. Hopefully they're gonna go down. We're gonna refinance. But what if, you know, it's been crazy for years, for 5 years, for all of us. And my thoughts are like, what if there's another COVID and people stop flying to Hawaii? What if there is a volcano eruption? Because there is an active volcano on Big Island, which makes it super attractive for tourists, but also like, you know, there is I think it's a 5% chance that it's gonna cover the place where a condo is in the next 300 years. I think that's the math. Anyways, I am super scared, honestly, because it's an additional 10K mortgage payment every month. And we're definitely gonna lose money in the first year. We might lose money in the second year. Third year, hopefully, if even with our worst projections, we should start covering our mortgage payments with Airbnb income. And these have been my thoughts every single day. I really want this deal to be finalized. It's gonna be finalized like the next 2 weeks. But before this time, I will continue being super nervous, just thinking of all the different events and things that can happen. But I know this is something I am really excited about. I know this is the natural next step in my US journey. My dream scenario, I buy a piece of real estate every year in a place that I admire. I admire Hawaii. The next place I admire is Abu Dhabi. I'm looking for an apartment there. And the next place is Florida. Just having, you know, homes and passive income for me. And I'm also thinking about my kids, right? If they want to go to a school, to a university in the US, it's super expensive. But in 10 years, 15 years, we can sell this Hawaii property and that's money for their education, right? As a mom, I also have to think about that. So for me, it's all about like, how do I build this safety net that is not too much of a burden for me right now, but also provides this safety and stability for my family. And of course, when I say I mean we together, we're doing this together with my husband. He's been super helpful throughout this deal. He's been in touch with everyone. He's been traveling back and forth. He already found someone who's gonna help us with renovating. This is an exciting project for our family for 2024. So once the deal is finalized, we're gonna list it. And once we have some windows in bookings, we're just gonna go there with our family so I can give you guys a proper tour. Of course, I'm gonna document the whole journey for you guys. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in comments below. Please follow my Instagram, Lingua Marina, where I'm going to be documenting a lot of things connected to buying this property and where I show our life every single day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for being happy for us, I guess, if you're happy for us. But again, for an immigrant, this is a huge step and it feels like the new life, honestly. Thank you guys, and see you soon on this channel. Bye bye.